Good morning, Mercy Housing Midwest. Look at all of you. Thank you so much for being here today, for chipping in. It's great to see you. I'm Ellen Abrams, Regional Philanthropy Director for the Mountain Plains region, as well as the MC for today's Live in Hope event. Before we get started, I want to go over some housekeeping items. Like most of you, we're adjusting to this new virtual world. We're on a Zoom call. We're being recorded. Everyone has been muted, but not me. But if for some reason you are not muted, we ask that you please go ahead and do so. We've disabled the chat feature, if you're familiar with that, on Zoom for the program today. But at the end of our time together, we will be sharing contact information. So if you have a question or would like to be in touch, you'll be able to do so. So now let's just cross our fingers that we have no technology issues. Again, thank you for joining us and showing your interest and support for Mercy Housing Midwest. Thank you to the residents and staff for their time and energy and help in putting this event together. And a big thank you to all our sponsors. A special shout out to our presenting sponsor, the Steinberg Group, and also to our Raising the Roof sponsors, American National Bank, Arcadia Commercial Mortgage, and Haley Residential. All of you and the rest of our sponsors make our work possible. And on behalf of Mercy Housing and our residents, thank you. Now, you may not know this, but Omaha is where Mercy Housing all started in 1981, thanks to Sister Timothy Marie O'Rourke and the Sisters of Mercy. So there is definitely a strong connection to you all in the Midwest. Strong leaders have nurtured the growth from a small organization into one of the largest nonprofit owners, managers, and developers of affordable housing in the country. Starting with Sister Marie Teresa Tracy and followed by Sister Lillian Murphy and our recently retired CEO and President Jane Graff, these women paved the way and built the foundation for continuing the important mission of Mercy Housing. I am excited to introduce you all to Mercy Housing's next leader, Ismael Guerrero, who started at Mercy this summer as our new president and CEO. I won't say any more. I'll let Ismael tell you how he plans to fill the shoes after 4 decades of strong female leadership. No pressure, Ismael. All kidding aside, please join me in welcoming Ismael. And Ismael, to start off our conversation, please take a minute or two and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Great. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Ellen, for the introduction. First of all, I would say not so much that I have big shoes to fill, but maybe big heels to fill as I step into this role as the CEO. And I'm really looking forward to it. Before I tell you a little bit about myself, I just want to add my thanks to Ellen's, to all of our sponsors for the event, and also to recognize just a couple of people, special guests who we understand have joined us or will be joining us. Sister Michelle Gorman, who's a Sister of Mercy, also residing in Omaha, is going to be joining us, or hopefully is on the call with us this morning. And a big shout out to the City of La Vista Police Department. I understand several of you are planning to join us or hopefully are on the call now. We want to thank you and recognize you for all your support and tremendous partnership over the years. So thank you. So just a couple background bio information about my story, of myself and my story. I would say if I was going to sum up my story, it's definitely a common theme of constantly coming home. And so I shouldn't be surprised that, you know, after several years away from Mercy, I'm now back home as part of the Mercy family again. But let me share my story sort of in 3 parts around that theme. I always start with, in the beginning, there was Chicago. Chicago is my hometown. It's my parents immigrated from Mexico and made Chicago their adopted hometown, pursuing a better life and the American dream, and certainly they found it there in Chicago, including seeing their oldest son, myself, be the first to go to college, get an engineering and a finance degree, and then eventually leave home to pursue a successful career in corporate America. But after 6 years or so in the corporate world, realizing it really wasn't as satisfying and gratifying and wasn't making the impact that I was really looking for in my life, guess what? I came back from Pittsburgh, back home to Chicago. As a matter of fact, came back to my old neighborhood to work for a group called the Resurrection Project, which was a faith-based community development corporation doing organizing, affordable housing, and community development, not only in my hometown, but even in my hometown neighborhood of Pilsen Little Village, among friends and family. And that really was the spark for me more than 25 years ago, knowing that this work that we're doing here was my passion, and I wanted to be part of the groups of people around the country who are really making a difference in our communities with our friends and family. Part two sort of is leaving home again when I came to my adopted hometown of Denver, which is where for the last 21 years. As I landed in Denver, coincidentally, quickly found my way to Mercy Housing Southwest, which was the prior affiliate name for Mercy Housing Mountain Plains. And I was fortunate during that time. I had the pleasure, because we were officed here in Denver, to meet and get to work with Sister Lillian and Patricia O'Rourke and Jane Graff, among many, many other great people on the staff. So, that was really a grounding and an introduction. And, you can imagine Sister Lillian, Patricia, Jane, all very strong leaders, recognized nationally, and having the pleasure and the privilege of being taught by them and seeing how they approached this work was incredible. And they always made me feel part of the Mercy family. After about 3.5 years with Mercy, I left, and for the last 13 years have been running the Denver Housing Authority here in Denver. And they were 13 amazing years for me. We did a lot of great work here, making the city of Denver a better place by building affordable housing, vibrant neighborhoods. As we would say, we were building healthy housing, healthy people, and healthy neighborhoods. And that is, the work that we're doing here at Mercy as well. And I'm excited to be part of this national team now. But guess what? After 15 years away, again, I came back home to Mercy, to Mercy Housing, with this opportunity to be the new president and CEO. And like the last times, each time I leave and then come home, I'm learning from prior experiences and relationships that have really prepared me for this next part of the journey, which is now, now being here at part of the Mercy team. I'm not just working in Denver, but obviously we're working nationally. I get to work in my hometown of Chicago, my adopted hometown here in Denver, but also fantastic communities like Omaha, like Lincoln, Rapid City, Joplin, all these great places in the Midwest that we are making an impact and making a difference in people's lives.
Thank you, Ismael, and welcome.
Thank you.
I'm just going to dive right in. We have some questions we wanted to ask you and I wanted to talk with you about. So without further ado, can you share with us your vision, Ismael, for Mercy Housing, and specifically Mercy Housing Midwest, what you're excited about and what you feel challenged by?
Yes. So, I think I'm really excited in terms of where Mercy is going, and the excitement around the next 5 years that is captured in our newly adopted 5-year strategic plan. It was just adopted at the end of last year, and so that's really setting the vision and the guideposts for the next 5 years. A lot of it is focused on what I'll say we need to continue to build, and preserve, invest. And that's about our affordable housing portfolio. You know, at the end of the day, our core mission is about affordable housing, you know, building it, managing it, and maintaining it so it's safe, stable, healthy housing for our families. But more importantly, I think we all recognize that affordable housing is a start, and it's essential and it's important, but it's not sufficient. It's not enough. And so our work and our mission doesn't begin and end with housing. That's just the beginning. Improving the quality of life and the health of our residents, that's the goal. You know, that's the mission. That's why the Sisters of Mercy and the other sister communities, you know, came together to form Mercy Housing. It's really about how we're impacting our residents individually, their quality of life, their health, their human dignity. And so we're really, you know, excited as we launch into this next year. And this has been my passion and part of my work experience for 25 years, is how we're going to engage our residents as leaders and as co-creators with us in the services and the programs that they need and they want and that they know are important to them. In order to do all this, we need to leverage our partnerships, you know, across the country, and also we're going to bring new funders, new investors, new foundations, and many individual donors, many of you on this call today, to be part of the Mercy family and walk with us as we go down our journey and continue our mission of, again, not only, you know, affordable quality housing for families, but also the enriched services and amenities that they need to be most successful.
You just answered my next question, Ismael.
Uh-oh.
That was why support resident services, and you explained that perfectly. So I have another question. The housing crisis disproportionately affects minorities and people of color, and there is growing evidence that the coronavirus pandemic is being felt most severely by these communities. A majority of the people that call Mercy Housing home are, in fact, these same populations. Can you share your thoughts on how Mercy Housing is addressing racial equity?
Absolutely. Great question, and certainly, you know, one of the most important questions for our time that we're living through right now. First, I always remind people that housing is a social justice issue. It is about social justice because access to housing that you can afford in a neighborhood that you're allowed to live in, and who you are allowed to live with, those are the policies and practices that historically have been the causes of institutional racism, segregation, and much of the inequality we see in our country. So our mission is a social justice issue of building affordable housing in the communities that offer opportunity for advancement and you know, full realization, and that are free from hate and discrimination, and offer those opportunities for education, employment, and good health. So that's part of our core mission, is that. But as Patricia O'Rourke was famous for saying, we can do better. And so for Mercy, we're certainly looking at that. First, we're looking internally at ourselves and our organization. A few years back, we launched our Racial Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Initiative, READY. And this year, we're in the process of hiring a senior vice president to lead that effort across the organization. We're making investments in that and are also challenging ourselves, whether it's in how we develop real estate, whether it's in how we, our housing programs, and how we include residents in our initiatives and build their leadership potential. So we're looking internally at what's happening and how Mercy can do a better job internally around racial equity and inclusion. We're also, though, very aware that this year's calamities of the pandemic and the anger about the continued racial injustice that's targeting people of color by law enforcement and by other institutions where racism and discrimination and inequality are just so prevalent, means we need to do more to create a just and equitable world, and that we have to step into that space. So we'll be looking to see what's our focus in that space. We're talking internally, but we're also reaching out to partners to show, you know, how can we improve justice in the criminal justice system, ensure that there's equal access for housing and communities of opportunity for all. And again, make sure that our residents feel that they're being listened to and have a voice in what's happening, not just in our communities, but in the whole country.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So Ismael, you're meeting all these friends today across the Midwest. What would you like them to know about Mercy Housing? There are so many worthy organizations to support. Why support us?
Yeah, well, again, thanks everybody for coming and, and supporting Mercy Housing just by being here and, and being, lending your ears and listening to our stories. But, and certainly there are many, many worthy organizations out there doing amazing work. I think what sets Mercy apart are probably three things. First of all, clearly is our legacy. We were formed by and founded by the Sisters of Mercy, and then joined by several other women religious congregations, the Bon Secours, the Sisters of Peace, Sisters of Joseph of St. Orange, the Daughters of Charity, and others. And that was when they saw a call to action, they stepped into that need, but they recognized they didn't do it alone. And they invited others to be part of that mission. And so that's part of our legacy, is taking action, but also inviting others to be part of the work that we do. We know we can't do it alone, but we can do it together. Secondly is we are very much a relationship-based organization, and we want you to be part of that family of Mercy. Be in relationship with us, get to know us, support the work that we do, but know that you are not just contributing, but really part of that work and part of making a difference. And the third thing I think that sets us apart is we look at the whole person. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are a affordable housing developer, owner, manager, but that's just the start. We know that that's important, but we're also about helping people realize their full potential as individuals, as human beings. So the services that we offer, whether you're a senior, you're a young mom with kids, or somebody who's been chronically homeless and is now, trying to stabilize and have a safe place to live that you can, count on. We are a whole person, resident-focused, resident-centered organization that's kind of unique in the country, and we're inviting you to be part of that and support that work that we're doing.
Well said, from the philanthropy director. Well, Ismael, thank you so much for joining today. I wish that we had time for more. We're excited to welcome you back to the Mercy Housing family in this new important role. And we look forward to sharing your journey in making Mercy Housing the best it can be. So welcome.
Thank you, Ellen.
And now I'd like to introduce to you the one and only Shelley Voss. She is our Regional Director of Resident Services. Take it away, Shelley.
Hi, I'm Shelley Voss, Regional Director of Resident Services, and I've been with Mercy Housing for 18 years. My job oversees the resident services staff in our region, ensuring we are providing programs and ongoing referrals for our residents, as well as working within the communities that we serve. Mercy Housing Midwest provides resident services at 7 properties in 3 states, including Nebraska, Missouri, and South Dakota. We serve close to 2,000 residents, most of whom are families. Resident services is what sets Mercy Housing apart. Oftentimes, those who find a home with Mercy Housing have lived under difficult circumstances that continue to impact their lives, even after they find a place to call home. To help residents live healthy, secure, and dignified lives, we've developed a full spectrum of services that foster continued growth and empowerment for our residents, their families, and their communities. Resident Services offers programming in 5 core areas: housing stability, such as lease education help; financial education, like budgeting class or home ownership program; health and wellness, which encourages mental and physical wellness through education and exercise; out of school time, which offers our youth opportunities to learn and have fun through some amazing curriculum like Peace Pals and Kid Science; and community engagement, which allows residents to connect to each other through events like National Night Out, community meetings, and holiday gatherings. And we're excited to have a special guest with us here today. This is Rose. Rose is a resident at Timber Creek Apartments here in Omaha, and Rose has lived here for about 3 years, right, Rose?
Yes.
And I gotta say, many times that I've been here to volunteer, help out with the program, you are right here, ready to go, ready to volunteer. And we were talking before we started this morning, and I said, every time I come over here she is, ready to help out with a kid's lunch or something else. So we absolutely appreciate not only your help here, but are certainly glad and appreciative that you're helping us out here today. So thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay, so just a couple questions here. I guess first, what programs have you participated in here at Resident Services at Timber Creek, and how have they helped you?
Well, I participated into giving out the lunches, seeing the happy faces, getting lunches. Sometimes parents have hard times feeding their children and rough times come about. So Feel Better really helped, and Timber Creek really helped, feed a lot of hungry children, and just serving the children and seeing their happy faces made my day. I also participated in Feel Better. During the time with Feel Better, I was battling cancer, anxiety, depression, and I was like homebound, didn't want to do anything. So I happened to walk over and met Stacy. She's a famous, oh my God, she's the best you could possibly meet. She really does everything from her heart. So once I met her, she told me about the program. I was interested. I wanted to come volunteer my services, inspire others, because that's my compassion for what I do. I love to show compassion and care and to show people love that some people just don't know. It's hard when some people are struggling so hard sometimes, and you need that compassion to someone that you can confide in and talk to give you back that inspiration that you're somebody. So I Feel Better really helped. I had some women that I had that followed me. I would try to be a leader where I had them come because I inspired them to come from seeing me come. So they came and they worked out in the exercising class that I was, managing, and having them do some little light exercise. They felt better. I surprised them with some food because I love to cook. I have the love for cooking, So they were like, wow, we're getting breakfast. And it really makes people feel better. Feel Better makes people feel better. Yeah. And I really love doing what I do. It comes from the heart.
That's great. What was your favorite thing that you cooked?
I don't have no favorites. I don't have no favorites. I love experimenting. I love to experiment. I love to see people happy. I love to see people taste different food. We got soul food, you got Mexican food, you got different types of food, but I like to make people's favorites, and let it taste better where they don't have to do it. It's always better when you ain't got to cook it,
That's true.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great.
Yes.
And then I guess overall, has there been an impact in your life with Mercy Housing? And if so, what has that impact been?
The impact it gave me the ability to want to thrive. You know what I mean? Like I said, I used to weigh a whole lot of weight. When I was going through the chemotherapy, it was like making me tired. Mm-hmm. So the exercising classes and me coming over here and having people, go right along with me, it really gave me my ability to just want to, do things. It gave me that kick, instead of wanting to sit home and watch TV, it made me want to go out, motivate others to go out. Let's just take a walk. Let's do something. So it really impacted my life, where I got that go again. I had lost it, from chemo and stuff. It really takes a lot out of you, but it gave me that power and inspiration, spiritually, physically, mentally. It just gave it all back to me.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Rose, thank you so much, not only for joining us today, but for everything you do for Resident Services and participating and helping us out.
So y'all are so welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
It's a great team.
Great. And I want to invite everyone to sit back and enjoy a short 2-minute video called We Are Mercy Housing.
We are Mercy Housing. We are Mercy Housing.
We are Mercy. We are Mercy Housing. We are Mercy. We are Mercy Housing.
We are Mercy Housing. We are Mercy Housing. We are Mercy Housing. We are Mercy Housing.
Nosotros
Nosotros somos Mercy Housing, with a presence in 41 states.
And almost 40 years of experience.
Mercy Housing was founded to provide affordable homes
with services for families,
Seniors,
veterans.
and people with special needs.
Mercy Housing is more than just four walls and a roof.
It's about building brighter futures
to end cycles of poverty.
Together, we are creating stable,
vibrant communities
where people can improve their careers,
further their education,
and age with dignity.
Mercy Housing is much more than a place to work.
It is social and economic justice.
We believe business and mission are not competing values.
Instead, they're part of an integrated approach to providing homes and giving our residents hope. What makes Mercy Housing special?
It's our commitment to communities we serve.
From providing on-site nursing or fall prevention
to literacy programs for youth.
From a new resident getting the first set of keys
to raising a family and aging with dignity.
As the largest nonprofit affordable housing provider in the country, we work tirelessly
to support residents as they improve their lives
on their terms.
Respect, justice, and mercy
lead us each and every day.
It's in the fabric of our founding
and the core of our culture.
Home.
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 Home. Home. Home.
Home
is hope.
Home is hope.
Home is hope.
Hogar es esperanza.
Home is hope.
Wow, that was an awesome video and you all look amazing. I am so excited to be here with you virtually this morning. Thank you so much for joining us today and thank you for chipping in. Thank you to Ellen and Shelley and Ismael for those great interviews, and thanks to our sponsors, our residents, and our staff who have made this event possible. I got a little excited and got ahead of myself. I guess I should introduce who I am. My name is Jennifer Tebow, and I am Vice President of Operations for this region, and I'm based out of Denver. I get to work closely with Shelley, Amanda, and the entire team in the Midwest, and I've been with Mercy for about 8 years. Mercy Housing and our partners are doing the hard yet rewarding work in the area of community and economic development. We support communities with resources and add real economic value to neighborhoods. The beauty of Mercy Housing is that providing a home for our residents is only the beginning. We provide more than just a roof. What I mean by this is, as you heard from Shelley and the resident, through our resident services programs, we offer crucial supportive services that our residents benefit from every day. Whether that's access to a food pantry so a family can eat, or eviction prevention support so a senior can remain stably housed. This is what sets Mercy Housing apart. What we're really doing is providing opportunities for people to stabilize their lives and have a chance to achieve their dreams. With household incomes of less than $12,000 a year, residents really cannot afford market rent. And with COVID-19 and the pandemic that has touched all of us, the reality is even worse. Residents have lost jobs, cannot afford to pay their rent, and lack access to essential items like food, cleaning supplies to help keep their families healthy. And when we add this on to the uncertainty of school starting in a few short weeks, the time to respond is now, and you can help. It's really simple. The money we raise at this Live in Hope event will support our COVID Resident Relief Fund and our resident services programming at our properties across the Midwest. With your donation today, you're making a direct impact on a life. You're providing after school or an afternoon snack for our kiddos, connecting a resident to much needed mental health services, and providing financial literacy and budgeting classes for our residents' path to home ownership. By supporting Mercy Housing Midwest, you are investing in new futures for people who need a hand up, not a hand out. You are investing in rebuilding lives as well as communities. Okay, Are you ready to join me in making a donation to Mercy Housing Midwest? I should see every head doing this. Now is your chance. Get your readers out and get your phones ready. Everyone should have received a text or an email at some point during the program. I know I got mine. And all you have to do is click on that link and it will take you to the donation page. And for some reason, if you did not get it, not to worry. We're sharing it on the screen right now. I'm going to give you all a few seconds to check your text and email and the info on the screen, and I will be right back. All right. Thank you to everyone. Thank you again for joining us and for chipping in. By being here today, you show your commitment to helping our residents and to strengthening our communities. Ellen, back to you.
Thanks, Jennifer. And I agree. I hope everybody took that opportunity to chip in, and you'll have the chance to do so again this afternoon or over the course of the weekend, but I'll tell you about that later. We at Mercy Housing work to form partnerships and community links that enable us to build something bigger, and that's hope. We all live in hope for a world where poverty is alleviated, communities are healthy, and all people can develop to their full potential. We could not achieve our goals without the support of the greater community. Today, we are celebrating and recognizing our community supporters with a Live in Hope Award that honors an outstanding person or organization. Our first award is the Heart of Mercy, recognizing an individual for outstanding volunteer service. We chose Dan Klatenoff from Haley Residential for his longtime support of Mercy Housing Midwest. In addition to Dan's ongoing and generous financial support, he's also served as a Mercy Housing ambassador and volunteer leader for over a decade, first on the Nebraska Advisory Council and currently as a Mountain Plains Partnership Council member. I could tell you from personal experience that Dan is there when you need him. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, and we all saw how quickly it impacted resident lives, Dan was one of the first to raise his hand to donate to the Resident Relief Fund and help provide resources to keep our food pantries stocked and basic supplies and essentials in the hands of those that really needed it. Dan, on behalf of us all, commitment to the work that we do and the people we serve is invaluable. I'm proud to say that this year's Spirit of Mercy Award goes to the University of South Dakota's Department of Nursing. For the past 2 years, residents at Driftwood Estates in Northern Heights, both in Rapid City, have been lucky enough to have these nursing students develop and teach educational lessons based on the specific needs of each community. Topics have included diabetes education, healthy nutrition, flu prevention, toddler and infant development, and this past semester, they even provided information and tips about COVID-19. But what makes this group so special is how they have gone over and above their duty. Whether it's a clothing drive, diaper drive, or hosting a bake sale to fund a community dinner, these nursing students have had a direct impact on residents' lives, and for that, we applaud them. Thank you to Tammy Kisner, who I saw was on this call, who heads up the program, and the students in the Department of Nursing at the University of South Dakota. Thank you. Last, but certainly not least, is our Community Partnership Award. People are at the heart of Mercy's mission, and that couldn't be more true than when talking about the team at St. Vincent de Paul at Columkill Church in Papillion, Nebraska, and especially their president, Linda Keeper, who I also saw in this call. I'd like to share with you what Sarah, Resident Services Coordinator at Crestview Apartments, said about her relationship with St. Vincent's in her own words. Here's what Sarah said. This partnership is very special. The Vincentians are always just a call away. The work is not just about rent assistance. It's about showing up with a bed or a couch. Sometimes it is a food voucher to feed a family, or a gas card that will help individuals to keep their job until the next full paycheck. Linda's leadership demonstrates that caring for others is beautiful. When Linda sees things that are unjust, she will often remark that we can make it right. I can't thank St. Vincent de Paul enough for the endless, thoughtful, and caring ways they have enriched our residents' lives. Thank you, Linda, for all that you do. And thank you to the individuals from St. Vincent's that come into the homes of our residents and ease burdens and provide hope. You and your team do amazing work. Sarah, I couldn't have said it better. And thank you again to St. Vincent's de Paul. Well, everybody, that wraps up our live portion of the Live in Hope program for this morning. But we invite you to join us this weekend so you can, at your leisure, meet our residents, hear their stories, and see how your support directly impacts their lives. Check for an email or text later this afternoon. Again, thank you to our sponsors and to all of you. If you have any questions or would like to get involved in Mercy Housing, please feel free to contact me. My information is up on the screen. And again, we appreciate so much you chipping in. I hope to see all of you again soon. And in the meantime, please stay safe and healthy and have a great rest of your day.